I've been collecting Pokemon cards for a little bit over a year, and one of the things that you may not know about me, if this is the first video that you visited on my channel, is that I love to sell things. So one of the things that I really love about Pokemon is that it is investable. It's a hobby that you can buy, you can keep sealed, and if you do that for long enough, you're going to be able to make money. Well, from April of 22 to March of 23, I spent $16,131.50 on sealed Pokemon cards. The question I'm going to answer in today's video is, was it worth it? Did it profit? Let's find out. So this is the most basic of spreadsheets that you could ever have. There's nothing fancy in this at all. I don't have a quick template of this that I can share with you. However, you're more than welcome to use the headings that I used in my spreadsheet to make your very own. This has evolved over time and I just keep adding on to it, and I wish I could organize it by set, but I don't. It's just organized chronologically. But it does allow me to track everything that I buy, and that way if I have something catastrophic like a house fire, maybe the insurance guy will take pity on me and will cover some of these things. We can only hope, right? But the other part of that in anything that you invest in, and the thing that I really want to make clear in this video is that if you're one of those people that shames Pokemon collectors for being a sealed investor, just don't. Just move on. Just keep it to yourself, essentially. My thing is that modern Pokemon cards are ubiquitous and that they are very much available to everyone. There's not a single box of Pokemon cards on this list that I purchased that anybody else couldn't go out and buy themselves. The trick is of course to keep these items sealed, and some people find that very difficult. I do as well, but I love all things within Pokemon. I love opening cards. I love having cards on the wall and having little evolutions posters. I love making weekly videos about all the fun that I have in Pokemon. And part of my fun in Pokemon is investing in sealed product and checking in on it and seeing my money go up, which is what happened. It always feels good whenever you make a profit within anything. So I see people all the time on Twitter making fun of people that do this kind of thing, shaming them, and I just think that it's silly. There's enough Pokemon cards to go around for everybody, and however this hobby brings you joy, then do that. This brings me joy, I'm going to do it. So if you are interested in knowing how my Pokemon investing journey is going, buckle up, Buttercup. We're going to go into some numbers and we're going to take a look at it, and we're going to be very clear on all the stuff that we've invested in and how well it is doing. Now, one of the biggest pieces of advice I can impart to you if you are looking to invest in Pokemon cards is to, of course, buy low. Whenever a set initially releases, there's going to be card shops that have just a plethora of product, and in many cases and in many times, they're going to try and unload that product at the very lowest price. There is so much competition out there right now for online card stores that if you do your due diligence and you take your time and you find a great deal and you wait to spend your investing dollars on something that is below MSRP, you are going to make money doing this as a hobby. Now, I should also say that I believe in diversification also. I'm not only investing in Pokemon cards. To me, investing in Pokemon cards is like a hobby investment. It's something I do on the side. It's something I do for fun. I don't think I'm ever going to lose money doing it, but if I make money doing it, then great. I'm having even more fun doing something that I love, which is collecting Pokemon cards. It's a good thing all around for me. But I do have a 401k. I do contribute to a 403b retirement fund every month. Those things send me quarterly statements and they let me know how my investments are doing. Spoiler alert, for this year, those investments are doing terrible. They're down like 20%. However, Pokemon cards are doing great. They are up. Just how much, you might ask? How about we dig into some numbers, shall we? And I'm not going to go over every single one of these, but you can kind of see on the list some of the things that I'm investing in, which is basically everything. That's what it's evolved into, is that if it's a Pokemon product and it's new, I'm probably going to buy a couple of them. And typically I try and buy at least one to open and one to keep sealed. For products that I believe more in, for specific sets that I like more, that I have more enjoyment opening, a la Lost Origin and Crown Zenith, I'm going to go in a little bit deeper into those sets than I would a Fusion Strike or Battle Styles or a set of that caliber. So this first one that I want to look at here illustrates my point exactly about finding the lowest price possible and being able to make money right out of the gate. I missed the boat on Detective Pikachu. I came into the hobby 2 years after that movie came out, so the sets were already very expensive. This treasure chest, I believe, MSRP'd for around $30, I want to say. It was selling on eBay at the time that I bought it for $100, and I found one for $65. Well, that means that I automatically profited $30 on that treasure chest as long as I didn't open it, which I still haven't, even though I really want to. Today, that treasure chest is worth $143, so now I am not as excited about opening it. When my profit margin was only $30, I was like, I can open it. It would be fun. But now that it is up over almost $80, then I'm kind of like, I'm good. I would rather just kind of pocket that money and move on. So look for that cheap price. Be on the hunt for that, and you're going to be able to make money in Pokemon investing if you can keep it sealed. The Lance's Charizard V-Box illustrates another point, is that there's going to be a roller coaster. Just like in the stock market, there's ups, there's downs. 6 months ago, whenever I did this Lance's box was selling for $45 a piece. It had just kind of gone out of print, but since that time, it went back into print, and Walmart got a ton of them. So now they are only valued at $36 each. However, I'm only into them at $20 each, so I'm already up $16 on each box. Just know that it's going to be a wave, and there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but if you can keep a box sealed for the long haul, for every single Pokemon product that I've ever seen, and I've looked at a lot of them. I've been on TCG Player, and I've looked at the market before, the big boom of 2019 when everybody was getting into Pokemon. Like what were sets doing back then? Everything, if you keep it sealed and after it goes out of print, there's a scarcity that happens because there's just less product available. People maybe get into the hobby a little bit late. They're chasing a card, and so they're going to want to open up those sets. If and only if you can keep these products sealed, you're going to be doing just fine. I missed the Evolving Skies boat as well. I did not get into the hobby until several months after Evolving Skies came out, so I didn't get in on the initial print run. There was a reprint of Evolving Skies booster boxes back in July of 22, and I was lucky enough to snag one at $111. And I felt kind of crazy spending that much on a booster box. That's the most I'd paid for a booster box up to that point. I was used to like $90, $95. But it was so hard to find an Evolving Skies box at that point that I thought, why not? I'll splurge a little bit. And now that just looks so silly that those booster boxes are selling for $378 a piece. Oh, if I only had a case of them. I've got one. I'm happy with that. I will never, ever open that. And I'm in it for the long haul. I think that it's going to be very interesting to see where Evolving Skies goes eventually. And I'm not in any hurry to sell that off. I'm certainly not going to open it as hard as it is to pull anything within there. But this one kind of illustrates one of my strategies, which is for every set that comes out, I buy a case of booster boxes now. So that's 6. And I'm going to open anywhere from 2 to 3 booster boxes, depending upon kind of how it feels, how much fun I'm having opening it. But I want to have sealed at least 3 booster boxes from every single set moving forward. Elite Trainer boxes, those are okay. I'm interested in those. I'd love to have around 3 of those as well. 3 to 5 is kind of my sweet spot on those. But more than any other product, I think that it shows that the long-term investability is really within those booster boxes. That's what people really want. They want the chance to crack a pack and to get that chase card from the set. So booster boxes are definitely the thing that I look to invest in the most. Hopefully this booster box famine that we're in is going to end soonish. Marking like I'm not really into reprints at this point because I've got such a strong position. Well, not strong. It's a solid position for me. It's a position where I feel good about in the modern Pokemon sets. Some things when you buy them, they're not going to pan out. The Pokemon Go has been a very interesting thing. The Alolan Executor box, those were selling for $18 6 months ago. Now they're at $13 each. I think that there is an opportunity, though, with the Radiant Eevee boxes. There they are right there, because everybody loves an evolution. That's the only way that you can get that Radiant Eevee card. So anybody that's trying to master set Pokemon Go, and it is a smaller set, they're going to want that box. It comes with the beautiful playmat, the promotional card, I think 8 booster packs. It's a really good value. So I went into it with a position of 6. It was selling for $43 6 months ago. And it's the only Pokemon Go product that has actually moved up during that time. It's selling for $47 each. And I think that speaks volumes to the long-term outlook for that set, that if you're looking to maybe grab a Pokemon Go set, if you see a Radiant Eevee box for MSRP or less at $50 or less, I think it's a buy, because I think in the long term, people are going to want that box. Even displayability for the sealed box, I think it looks really great. Premium collection boxes. This was a point that I wanted to illustrate where you don't want to FOMO ever. And in this case, I kind of FOMO'd a little bit. I found a Jolteon premium collection box before the latest reprint at a vintage stock. It was selling for $80. I just thought the artworks were so good, and they are. They're so good. And I bought that box at $80, and not 2 weeks later, massive reprints at Walmart. And so I learned a valuable lesson there, that whenever you have kind of missed the boat on a printing of a set, then you probably, if you're investing in Pokemon, it's not a great idea, I don't know, like 7 or 8 times out of 10 for you to go ahead and purchase that box and pay more than MSRP for it. I keep saying, Evolving Skies, like I look back at that booster box, and whenever it was 150, I was like, they're going to get reprinted, and then it was 200 and then 250, and now it's up over 350. And it's like, now am I going to regret in 6 months not buying more of those boxes at $350? Because in 6 months it's going to be at $700. Who knows? And that's part of the fun in figuring out this whole thing, is that you just never know what's going to happen. But I've got a strong position in the premium collection boxes. I've got 7 of each Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon. They're beautiful boxes. It's the only way that you can get those alternate arts. If you find them at Walmart for $40 a piece, instant buy. I don't think that that's any kind of secret, but I think that it's just a really beautiful product that I'm happy that I've got a lot of them. And I'm glad that I only spent $80 on one of them. The rest of them I only spent $40 each on. So for these Lost Origin booster boxes, the point I want to illustrate here is believing in a set and being a collector. I think that it would be really hard to be a Pokemon investor and not also be a collector, because you wouldn't really know, you wouldn't really get a good feel of what's available, what's out there, what's hot. And opening up a set, you get a good feel of whether or not it's fun to open. For me, Lost Origin is one of the funnest sets in Sword and Shield to open. And so because of that, I have kind of gone a little bit bigger in my position in Lost Origin than I have most other sets. I've got 6 of the Lost Origin booster boxes that I bought at $100 each prior to the booster box famine. Today they are selling for $149 each, so that's $50 profit right there in each one of those bad boys. I think that it's going to absolutely continue to go up barring any crazy reprints. You've got the Giratina big $300 chase card. You've got probably, arguably, the best trainer gallery set within Lost Origin. I just think it's an awesome set, and if you find a set that you really enjoy opening, I think that having a larger position in that set totally makes a lot of sense. So while I missed the boat on Evolving Skies booster boxes, I have definitely not missed the boat on Evolving Skies Elite Trainer boxes. I've got 24 of those bad boys that I've spent $45 a piece on at Walmart. Every time I go to Walmart and I see one of those, I am buying it if it's in good condition. I've passed on several that had some tears in the plastic. I thought that people, buying those online from somebody they didn't know, maybe they wouldn't trust that so much. But yeah, every time I find them, I buy them. And so I've got a large position in them. And every time I find them at $45, they're worth $70 or more already. So that's profit, money in the bank. If you can find them, obviously it's a buy. It's a set that's just going to continue going up and up and up. I also really like that I'm not tempted to open it at all. One, it's valuable and it's worth a lot more sealed. But 2, opening that set kind of stinks, and if you've opened any amount of it, you know that there's high highs and low lows. I've pulled the Umbreon V alternate art out of it, and that was amazing, but that is by far and away the best card that I've pulled out of probably, I would guesstimate, over 100 booster packs. And so, at $6 or $7 a pack, that adds up pretty quick. I could own a Moonbreon for that much. I could buy that single for as much as I've spent in opening up just single packs. So pick your spots out there. Be very careful. Be very wary about paying more than MSRP for anything. But obviously, if you're going to find Evolving Skies at this point at MSRP, I think it's an instant buy. Only other thing I want to touch on before we do the grand reveal is kind of my positioning lately. So Crown Zenith is another one that I really enjoy opening up. It's like right there hand in hand with Lost Origin of my favorite sets that I've ever opened from Sword and Shield or from Pokemon in general, because I just came in the Sword and Shield block. It's just so rewarding. It's so fun. It doesn't have the big $300 chase card, but it does have those gold cards that are just epic and amazing. So I've got 10 of the ETBs that I picked up at $50. I did get 4 of the Crown Zenith Pokemon Center ETBs before they went out of stock, so I'm glad to have those at $65. The mini tins, basically any single box that's coming out for Crown Zenith, I am basically buying a case to keep sealed and buying a case to open because I like the product that much, and I can't stop opening it. I just can't. I can't stop opening it. So now it is time to do the grand reveal. Once again, we spent $16,131.50 from April of 2022 to March of 2023. And now in March of 2023, that $16,000 is worth $23,322 for a total gain of $7,190.50. Needless to say, this has been the best investment that I have had in this past year. My retirement accounts, not so great. Pokemon portfolio, looking pretty good. Now, not all of that is due to just natural gains. I would say a vast majority of that is due to me being a savvy consumer, finding a very good price on these boxes where it's below MSRP. That way, I'm almost like 9 times out of 10 already making money by the time I get that box, and I wait just a couple of months because the initial print run for Pokemon cards, the stores flood the market with product. They're selling it below MSRP. What happens a couple of months later? It starts to dry up and the prices go up. And at that point, I've already profited a pretty good amount. And I think that my $7,000 that I profited, I would guesstimate that over 50% of that is just due to the fact that I bought these products below MSRP. Now then, I am no expert. I am not giving you financial advice. I do this for my benefit so that I can look back on the year and kind of make sure that the stuff that I'm buying is making sense and the strategies that I'm employing are also making sense. But also, I make YouTube content, so it makes sense to kind of share this with you guys. So if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Let's try and keep it positive. Once again, there's enough Pokemon cards out there for everyone. It's a beautiful hobby. There's lots of different facets that you can get into with it. I'm having a ball with it, and it feels good that I'm also making money doing it. So full transparency, one of the things that I'm hoping to accomplish with my eBay store and with having YouTube is to build up an audience of people that are interested in buying product directly from me. So the store doesn't exist yet, but someday in the future, all of this product is going to be available on there. And I'm going to be able to sell it directly to you. And you're going to know that you're getting it from somebody that cares about the hobby. And it's going to take really great care of you as a customer and also do a little something for me in getting away from eBay and having to pay all those dreaded fees. But that's just a little peek in the future, putting the cart before the horse there. We've got to keep on building up our portfolio here. And we'll just see where this takes us. So I'll plan on checking back in another 6 months on this. If this is the video that brought you to my channel, welcome. Would love to have you subscribe to the channel. Normally we do a weekly video where we just look at the single cards that we sell on eBay, Pokemon packs that we open, those kinds of things. So if you're into that, I'd be more than happy to have you join the little Pokemon family and community that we are creating here. Appreciate y'all watching. Again, if you have any questions at all, fully transparent, I'm happy to answer any of them. Please leave your comments down below. And until next time, happy Pokemoning, everybody.